All right, I think we're coming up on the end of our time, but I did have a couple more questions. One is, and this is just
I'll be less wordy, Bill. I'll be quick.
um, so one of them is just a personal question. A lot of people middle-aged, because I feel that for my goals personally, 45 is middle-aged, because I plan on living to 90 or past that. But so for some people middle-aged, depending on their lifestyle and whatnot, they have faced certain kinds of health challenges. And I just wanted to see if there's anything that you've overcome in your own life that you can attribute to your healthy lifestyle, or that you've actually overcome by doing something like a special, not special necessarily, but a training program or a strengthening program.
Right, right. Okay, well, thanks. I kind of hit on this, I believe, on my website real quick, so I'll hit the first one first. I was told at the age of 19 that I had a severe case of scoliosis. For those of you who do not, that's a lateral curvature of the spine.
Wow.
I went to 3 different doctors. All 3 told me the same thing. This is going to get worse as you age. One doctor was not so encouraging. He said, Fred, if you don't do something about this, it's possible you could be a cripple at age 50.
Wow.
And he suggested looking into surgery, and I wasn't too thrilled about that idea at 19. So what was interesting, though, is the pain actually came during a period whenever I had quit training because of a football injury. But then I thought about it. When I was actually training, strength training for football, there was no pain in my scoliosis in my back. So I actually went back to training more aggressively than ever, came up with my own full body functional strength, and literally have stuck with it since the age of 19. Haven't stopped, except during a brief period of time when I went to work for a company that basically put a lot of demands on us, long hours, as far as sales go, and I quit training and I started eating and drinking too much, put on about a whole bunch of excess body weight, ate myself up to 240 pounds,
Wow.
and basically became miserable and very stressed out and short fused, kind of hostile and edgy. And one day I went into the office of my place at work and I was looking at the professional journals of our profession, and on the front page I was reading all the obituaries of the executives who had died of a heart attack at age 50.
Oh my gosh.
And I thought to myself, and leaving behind 3 kids. And it was kind of then that I went back and I said, you know what, I can't live like this. I mean, I was in my late 20s. And I thought, I've got to change this. And I went back into training, and it was interesting. My productivity went up, my personality improved, my enjoyment of work and life. And, that kind of rekindled my passion from 14 years old. And so now, I mean, as a guy who's 56 and has gone through a divorce and financial setbacks and losing jobs and loss of family and all kinds the things of life.
Mm-hmm.
To answer your question, Bill, in a nutshell, I believe is that my training sustains me. And not only does it sustain me, it invigorates me and gives me hope every single day. No matter what I'm facing, no matter what the challenges are, no matter what the disappointments, no matter what the discouragements, I know one thing for sure. I can train today. And physically, I will be better today, or at least maintain better than yesterday. And I know that is something I can do every single day for the rest of my life, Lord willing. And that ability gives me the ability to tackle everything else that I'm facing in my life. And so what the big mistake so many people make is they leave fitness and training as a last. I'll get to that last. And, I got to take care of this. I got to take care of that. And then they end up dying or dying early or getting cancer or heart disease or knee pain when they could have avoided all that.
Yeah.
And the truth is they could have taken care of all those other things better if they had taken care of themselves first. So that's how it serves me now. So I'll jump right to the next question if you want.
Well, I just had one comment about that. I also think
Sure.
that when you do take care of yourself or you do exercise, have some kind of commitment in that sense, it gives you a certain feeling of control. When the rest of your life might be out of control,
Absolutely.
you can control yourself, and I think that's very centering. It was for me during a difficult time in my life.
Right.
And it's the one thing that I could control in my life at that time, and it was, my savior.
Very well
at
said.
that point.
Actually, thank you. And I'm going to talk about that. I'm actually working on another manual right now on stress management, and that's like you can't control much, but this you can. So,
Yeah.
so very good. Thank you.
So I think you were going to touch on the last question.
What does my day look like now?
Yeah.
I mean, and again, first of all, I'm going to go back to that quote: "Do not let what you cannot do prevent you from doing what you can." So this is my day. This is my profession. This is my passion. This is what I do. On most days, I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I like it. Yes. And
That's
I
the
write.
scariest thing you've said so far.
No, I like it. I enjoy it, man. It's my quiet time. I have some spiritual things I do in the morning, as far as centering or whatever. I do that. I've been really pushing that to the forefront now because I had a tendency to wait and not get to it. But generally, I start writing at 4:30 in the morning. I write from 4:30 to 6 most days. I start working out at 6. I usually work out on a good day, 6:45 minutes, 6 o'clock to 6:45. If I don't have time, I practice what I preach. It might be a 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute workout, but I always do something. But ideally, it's 45 minutes because this is what I do. Then from 6:45 to 7:30, I get ready to take my son to school. I take my son to school. Then from 8:30 on, I pretty much hit the office, doing different things, working on my speaking business and working on writing blogs and working on 50 Fit and responding to customers who have questions and that sort of thing. Usually during the day, I take a break. I do martial arts Tuesdays, Thursdays, go to a martial arts class for adults. I also do that on Saturdays or Friday nights. And then Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, my lunch break usually involves running for 20 minutes and then getting back to work. So, and then evenings, I try work really, really hard at cutting off about 4:30, except for opportunities like this with guys like you from the East Coast. But oftentimes, I will I try to really protect that time for my family.
Gotcha.
So, it's my day.
So one question about that 20-minute run. So are you sustaining a certain speed, or do you practice sprints, or what's your thought on that?
I have done all of it, and I know that there's and I actually teach this, interval training, the whole bit. But ultimately, you and I must do what we feel is best for us. So I've actually gone back to just a steady 20-minute run. So I enjoy it. I don't pull anything. I'm able to do it. I like to think about this. There's a guy has a warrior fitness that I'm looking at getting certified with. But if you think of yourself as a warrior and you have to save your family, something terrible happens. God forbid, something terrible happens. You have to be able to run as a man to get help. Could you run for 20 minutes? Doesn't have to be full on the whole time, but could you run for 20 minutes to get help? So when I'm running, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm running for 20 minutes to get help for my family. Can I do this?
I've used the same motivation myself. It's interesting that you just mentioned that.
Hell, and I think that's something that's intrinsic in all of us. We're doing it for us, but could I do this for somebody else? So we have to realize it's not all about us. And I'm pretty sure you have some kids, right?
Yeah.
So, but you're doing it for you, but you're doing it for them too. And so that's how I run. And I know that people say, well, you should run. And I actually have guys, I coach them. Depends on their level. Run 1.5 minutes easy, 30 minutes hard. 1.5 minutes easy, 30 minutes hard. And don't get me wrong, I will actually start doing that in my workout if I feel up to it, if I feel I'm warmed up. But if not, the important thing is sustainability. So that's my day.
Great.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I don't have any other questions, and I think we've covered just about everything. You gave a really great overview of the product, that's for sure, and then a little bit of insight into your personal life, which is always good. It makes you real, and you're not a corporation. At least you're not a corporation yet, but you're not a corporation who's out there just to make money. You do have a mission, and from what I can tell, it's to help people. It's that simple.
I appreciate it. I will say one thing that I think differentiates me, and I want to be able to maintain this forever, is I usually personally get back to every customer within 24 hours for any question they have.
Great.
And if I can't, I send them an email, say, hey, look, I'm in the mountains. I'll get back to you on Monday, whatever. But I get back to them personally, and I've had a lot of them say, wow, you wrote this book and you actually got back to me. So I want to be able to maintain that no matter how big it gets. And so if it won't be me, it will be somebody close. But I think that's really important. So.
Yep, I agree. All right, Fred. Well, thank you for your time, and
Hey, man.
yeah, it's good talking to you too.
All
I'll
right.
talk to you soon.
Have a great night. Thank
Yeah.
you.